So I was wondering what I was going to do for today's Vlogmas because I don't have them pre-recorded. I do them the day of. Wondered what I was going to talk about on screen. And since I have to sit here and fix these screws on this storage bench, I thought I'd tell the story of my first holiday at my now husband's house. Or not his house, his grandparents' house. So prior to this, he'd always told me that his mom didn't want to meet his girlfriends or anybody he was dating until they've been together 6 months, which would have been Valentine's Day, because we met in August. If you know the Tide calendar, which I hope you guys all do, Thanksgiving and Christmas is definitely sooner than 6 months. So I was like, okay, I guess if you really want me to, because that's what he wants me to do. He said, yeah, I'll be fine. So I go. It's a nice house. Nothing too intimidating. But then his grandma's house, you walk in and it's the living room and dining room area and kitchen, and then there's a hallway with like a bathroom and a couple bedrooms. But then downstairs there's a whole like downstairs area with a big bedroom or a big living room area with a sliding glass door and a couple of bedrooms. I'm standing near the top of the stairs, just kind of figuring out where I should be going, while everyone's taking off their coats and shoes and getting comfortable, and he's introduced me to a couple people. Like, I know his sister because I met his sister before, I had met his two brothers before, and I think I met his dad before. Okay. And his mom, of course, his mom I've met before. But I'm standing there by the door, and there's a girl that comes up the stairs. Her name is Jennifer. I'd always known her as Jenny or Jennifer, and she says, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm with him," pointing to my husband. She's like, "What?" And I said, "What are you doing here?" She goes, "Oh, I'm married to his cousin." So, which is funny because the girl that came up that happened to be married to my husband's cousin, I'd known her longer than my husband. I'd known her, I met her and became friends with her shortly before she got pregnant with her oldest boy. And she got married to the father of her babies right after me and my now husband met. So I thought that was, small world scenario there that wasn't too bad. But then was it Thanksgiving or Christmas about the ring? Was it Christmas? Okay, so then let's go to the next holiday, Christmas. My husband's mom is there and she's in a wheelchair full time, and we're sitting in the living room. So imagine this. So I'm sitting on one side of her, she's sitting in the middle, and on the other side is my now sister-in-law, who also has the same name as me. And I have multiple sclerosis, and so does who is going to be my mother-in-law. We had the same disease. We even had the same neurologist. There's a really, really popular neurologist where we live, and most of the people who have multiple sclerosis eventually see her at some point in their disease life. So I'm sitting there talking, and she asked me, "Oh, how's your MS? How are your symptoms? Where does it affect you?" I said, "Oh, it's mainly on my right side, like my right leg will numb, sometimes my right hand. My temperature gauge is wrong." She's like, "What's that?" It's just a funny way I say that I don't feel temperatures correctly. Like, I joke and say I could bathe a baby in lukewarm water to me, but it's actually scalding. There's actually a few times my daughter and I will shower down the RV shower area, and she'll say, "Mom, isn't that a little hot?" I'm like, "Gosh, it's your butt's to rid some tomato." So, my mother-in-law is sitting on the left side of me, and she says, without skipping beat, I'm talking about my MS stuff on the right side, and then she said, "Are you going to talk about your left hand?" And I said, "No, my left hand's fine. I don't know what the problem is." "No, my left hand's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe a little tingling here and there." Mind you, my now sister-in-law is like cracking up laughing to the side of her. And it dawned on me, she's looking at my left hand, which has this ring on there. So, do you know what the appropriate thing to say to your future mother-in-law? Which at that point in time, you didn't know if she's going to be your mother-in-law, but you had a feeling, possibly. You know what the appropriate thing to say is? I'll tell you what it is. You say, oh, that's just a promise ring, not an engagement ring. We're not getting married anytime soon. I'm not having any babies. You don't have to worry about that. This baby making factory is broken down. That's what you should say. Definitely. So the whole time, my lovely boyfriend, now husband, sees this going on, and he does nothing to rescue me at all. Somehow, after that, I stayed around. I still don't know how I managed to convince myself to stay around for that. Yes, my husband found it hilarious as hell. And ever since that point in time, whenever I saw his mom, I had this habit of, I call it word vomiting. Like, we would go to his parents' house, and his dad and him would go up to the garage, and I'd be in the living room with his mom, and I'd be like, oh, blah, 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 I'm going to talk about this and that. And the whole time, I'm talking in myself, in my brain, saying, what is wrong with you? Shut up, shut up. And I just keep on talking. I even told him, you can't leave me alone with her. I overshare, and I say things I shouldn't be talking about. She's still around today. I'd probably still be doing the same thing to this day, and it's been 5 years, so I don't think I ever learned to not stop talking. Okay, my bench is fixed. I hope you enjoyed my comical holiday story.